What's going on, everyone? Max Christie has been a ridiculous standout, to put it nicely. He is, during Summer League, averaging 19 points per game, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists in 32 minutes of play. And he's also doing it at like nearly 60% from three and like 55% from the field. This dude has been the best, like, statistical just summer league player we have seen so far. And he has just really been a bright spot. And to see where he was last year at the same time during summer league to where he's at now, I mean, he has made strides. I mean, strides. And it has been abundantly clear. If you just watch him, he's clearly better than everyone else. He's not going 100%. He's not trying to go out there and really hurt himself or anything like that. No, he's out there just kind of coasting, picking and choosing his spots. But you're seeing an array of just that ability to be a legit three-level scorer. You are. I mean, we've seen him knock down the three ball and not, again, he's shooting almost 60% from three. The guy also shot almost 42% from three for the Lakers. Smaller sample size, and we'll dive into that here in a minute. But sticking with Summer League, I mean, the guy's been shooting the lights out. He's been picking and choosing his spots. He's been making tough shots, right? He's really kind of fallen in love in a lot of ways with the just kind of mid-range where he, catches the defender off the dribble, kind of puts him on his back, and then either rises up, pulls up, or kind of creates a little separation with the defender on his back and just pulls up. He just needs a little bit of space to just get the shot off. He's making plays for others. He is a leader. He's bulked up. You can see it. He's not as skinny and scrawny as he was. He's actually put on a little muscle. He also grew like an inch, so he's got more size, more length. This is a guy that I really do believe you got to find minutes for. You do. I'm not saying he has to play like 30 minutes or anything like that a game, but you got to get him 10 to 15 minutes somehow, some way. And I do absolutely think that he can, right? Like, when you look at the Lakers roster, they have an abundance of forwards. The two positions that you can make an argument are the weakest are the center position, right? And then the shooting guard position. Now, it's not as big of a hole for the shooting guard position as, it may seem at first glance, because you do have, Austin Reaves as your starter. You could always move D'Lo to the two if you need to. Taurean Prince, you could slot into that spot. If you have to, you could even go big and put like Cam Reddish at the two. He has played some shooting guard over his career. So you do have options and flexibility there, but it's not something that's just like insanely deep, right? The idea is, you have your point guard play of D'Lo, Vincent. Then you have Austin Reaves. Then you have, for small forwards, you have, Taurean Prince, who he could play the two if you need to. But let's say Taurean Prince, you have Rui Hachimura, you have Jared Vanderbilt. 4 spot, you have Rui Hachimura, Anthony Davis, LeBron James, Cam Reddish, all of these guys. The 2 spot is the 1 spot that I think you could really see Christie getting some real minutes. And his defense, we have seen already, is NBA level. He might be the Lakers' best one-on-one on-ball defender. Jared Vanderbilt is definitely like elite level as well. But like pound for pound, Christie definitely gives him run for his money from what we've seen. We'll see if that continues to translate once you get to the playoffs. I know he hasn't been like super locked down in Summer League. Again, it's Summer League, right? He's not trying to get hurt. He's not trying to completely just lock down and shut down the other player. But we've seen him be able to in spots. Like when he's really locked in, focused, and ready to go. Like he absolutely can. If he can translate what we've seen in Summer League into the NBA season, not saying he's going to shoot 50, 60% from three, but can he be 37, 38%, right? Which is really good, right? Like, I mean, if he can get to 40%, that's just chef kiss. But can he get to, I don't want to put too much expectations, too much pressure out there. Can he be, 38%? That would be, if he can be 38%, then you got a legit 3-and-D style 2 guard that can play the 3 if you need to in a pinch with his size. But a guy that can also create shots, be a 3-level scorer, that is massive. And it adds to the Lakers' just core, right? You got D'Lo, who is the starting point guard, Austin Reaves, starting shooting guard. And those two guys are even interchangeable. And the Lakers have talked about how they want to play Austin Reaves at the point guard at times and kind of give him more ball handling duties, which I think makes sense. And I do think he can. You kind of want to evolve him into a guy that can play either position, because that also helps later on down the road, right? Because you got Austin Reaves for the next 4 years. D'Lo may or may not be traded. We'll see how it goes. But he could also opt out next year and just leave. And yes, you have Gabe Vincent for the next 3 years. But like, let's say you go and you get a shooting guard or another star or something like that. Like, let's say next year, DeMar DeRozan wants to go to the Lakers and he's willing to take a discount to go to Lakers. He's willing to take $20 million a year or something like that to go play with the Lakers. Or let's say the Lakers go and trade for him or something like that. I'm just using him as an example. But if that's the case, then what do you do with Austin Reaves? Because he could play the 2. Yes, he could play the 4 or the 3 if you need to, but he's probably best at the 2 in spots, especially with the current Lakers roster. So what do you do? Well, you can just move Austin Reaves as your starting point guard, and then you have, Gabe Vincent as your backup. See, like, that's the point. I get that. And so Reaves is going to play a good majority, right? Reaves, I think, may end up playing more than anybody. I really do. Like, because they're going to want to keep LeBron and Anthony Davis at around 30 minutes per game. I wouldn't even mind if it's a little less, but probably be around 30, 32 minutes a game is probably what those two guys play, right? And then I think you kind of give everybody else somewhere in the ballpark of like 20 to 25 minutes, right? Because you just have so much depth. And then, but I do think Austin Reaves is going to be the guy that the Lakers lean heavily on this year. I think on any given night, he will be the number 2 option alongside Anthony Davis. I really think LeBron James just kind of coasts during the course of this regular season. He's still going to get his 20 points just because it's LeBron James, and if he gets 20 points just walking on the court. So I do think he gets his 20, but I don't think he's going to be a guy that's trying to go out and get 30 every night, right? I wouldn't be shocked if this season he only averages like 20 to 23 points or something like that, 22 points. I really do. And so I do think that they lean heavily on Reaves. If they do, then how much does Christie play is the question, right? Is he the guy that they play right off the bench, step right up as soon as Austin Reaves is out? Or if Austin Reaves slides over to the point, you're the guy that's coming in? Maybe, that's possible. But you also got to make room for so many other guys, and he is the second-year player, right? Personally, I think it comes down to Cam Reddish or Max Christie. I think those are the two. One of those guys is very likely to be the odd man out, and it may end up being Cam Reddish. However, the Lakers may look at that and go, well, we got Christie, he's good, he's locked up, and you got to keep this in mind as well, which I think might be the most important thing, and then I'll touch back on the Cam Reddish thing. Do the Lakers really want to run Max Christie heavy minutes when he's due for a contract next year? If he becomes Austin Reaves 2.0 this year, that could be very bad for the Lakers. So do the Lakers kind of mask him and hide him behind everybody? And it's like, we're going to give you 10 minutes a game, kid. You're going to have some nights where you don't play. You're going to have some, like, it's your second year. We know you could play. We know you could probably start, but we got to kind of, and is he okay with, does he take that okay? I think he will, but don't be surprised if, even if Max Christie is killing it and Darvin Ham takes him out the game, and it's like, why are you taking Max Christie out? And because the Lakers don't want to have to pay him $100 million. That's why. No, I'm serious. That is a very real thing. Be ready for that. Be very, very ready for that. I might actually make a video dedicated just to that once we get closer to the season. But to touch back onto the Cam Reddish thing, I think it boils down to those two guys. Now, I'm sure somebody's watching this video and going like, well, they play two completely different positions. So why does it have to be one or the other? And it's because, again, you got to make room for Taurean Prince, who he can play the 2, 3, or 4. You got Rui and Vanderbilt and all these other guys that are going to need minutes at the 3, right? You got a real log jam, especially at the 3 spot. So how do you fix that? You either don't play Cam Reddish, so that way you can play more guys at the 3 and the 4, or you don't play Max Christie, and now you can move guys like Taurean Prince to the 2, or put Cam Reddish at the 2 at times, and then that frees up minutes. So it's very likely going to come down to Cam Reddish or Max Christie. Now, the reason player-wise, talent-wise, I wouldn't be shocked in the slightest if Max Christie is the better player. I think he may be already. And I know some people look at Cam Reddish and go like, dude, that guy has been terrible. He really hasn't. If you look at all the circumstances and look at everything that has happened since he came into the league, that dude still averaged 10 points per game, which is surprising. But again, he's the guy that could leave next year who hasn't gotten the opportunity that came to the Lakers for the opportunity. Max Christie, the Lakers are going to want to keep for another year and not have to pay him a insane amount of money this upcoming season. See where that may end up being a thing where it's like, okay, well, let's get Cam Reddish some quality minutes. Let's let him get some burn and get some run. Max Christie, we'll find you spots here and there, but, we still want you to develop a little more. We want you to get ready, and you may end up being the starting shooting guard next year for all we know. We'll see, but we want to get a nice look at Cam Reddish, blah, blah, blah. And, you give the PC answer and try to keep Max Christie happy. I absolutely think that could be a thing this year to where it's like, okay, we got to get Cam Reddish minutes. But I just think from what we've seen from Max Christie, if half of what he's doing translates to the NBA, then he's going to be a very good player next year. Very good player. And a guy that could absolutely make an impact and a guy that could absolutely make some noise on the court because he's been solid. He's been really good, right? Again, I don't expect him to shoot 55% from the field and nearly 60% from 3 and all that stuff, but I absolutely could see him shooting 45%, right? And maybe 38% from 3, something like that, which would be really good, especially in year 2, right? Like, that would be nice. I mean, for example, Austin Reaves shot like 55% from 2-point range in the back half of the season and in the playoffs. And he shot just under 40% from 3. He was just shy of like 50, 40, 90, which is crazy. But Max Christie could very well be similar to that. Very similar to that. He's got a good shot. He's tough, hard-nosed, gets after it. I'm very excited to see what Christie does, but don't expect him to play a ton of minutes. Don't. I'm serious. Don't expect him to play a bunch of minutes. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below.